Hey people, how's it going? Welcome to the Funhouse and thank you for joining me again for another movie reaction commentary. Today we're going to be jumping into another classic as we continue this Eddie Murphy season. We are going to be watching 48 Hours. Now this film was directed by Walter Hill and he's another director whose work I do respect. I love the larger than life approach he takes when making his films, even though they can still feel grounded and gritty. Standout film he's made, for me, include 48 Hours, Red Heat, Hard Times, and of course, The Warriors. He's also directed a film called The Driver, which has been an inspiration for filmmakers like Quentin Tarantino and Nicholas Winding Refn. He's also made another film called Last Man Standing, which stars Bruce Willis. Now that one is a retelling of an Akira Kurosawa film called Yojimbo. Now what I really like about 48 Hours is the odd pairing of Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy. The two are polar opposites, but they work surprisingly well together on screen. I love how at odds they are at the beginning of the film. The renegade cop next to the smooth talking black street hustler. But by the end of the film, they develop a mutual respect for each other. Anyway, enough of me geeking out, let's hop right into it. Hope you enjoy watching along with me. Here it is, 48 Hours. This is the breakout film for Eddie Murphy. So Eddie Murphy was doing really well on Saturday Night Live. This was a vehicle for him. So literally he was still filming Saturday Night Live when this film started shooting. And so he just came in and he killed it. And then followed this up with Beverly Hills Cop. And this film is directed by Walter Hill, veteran filmmaker. One of my favorites. I wouldn't say he had a direct impact on my creative development, but definitely a filmmaker I respect.
Wonder what reservation they
So
let
the
him
first line lets you know, it sets the tone. There's quite a bit of racial tension in this film.
Excuse me, sir. Well, the truck's overheating. It's 30 miles next station.
Maybe you should have stole a better truck, Tonto.
You got a big mouth, convict.
Okay, so Walter Hill, he's got a long CV of films he's directed, he's produced. He was involved in producing Alien anthology. He was involved in that. He's also a writer. He writes the films that he makes, like this one. So he made the film called The Warriors. People, if you're a film buff, you know The Warriors, right? He also made another film called Driver. You may not know of that one so much, but that one is, I think that one got critical acclaim when it came out. Critics like that one. I think it's got a bit of an underground following. Obviously, he went on to do the sequel of this. He went on to do a film called Last Man Standing, which is interesting because this film has a similar plot as a Akira Kurosawa film called Stray Dogs, which is a police detective trying to find his gun, his service weapon. Last Man Standing is actually a retelling of another Kurosawa film called Yojimbo, which was retold by Sergio Leone in A Fistful of Dollars. Walter Hill did a film called The Street Fighter, but it's also known as, it's also known as Hard Times, which I love. This is another cool way to show just how serious these guys are.
What about me?
Yes, and I need one more for my friend. Now make her an Indian.
Yeah, Walter Hill also went on to do Brewster's Millions. I remember that film because that used to come on TV. Like it was like a seasonal thing. I think it was Christmas or Easter or something. So I remember that. It starred Richard Pryor. He did another film called Trespass, which starred Ice-T. And I think Ice Cube as well. That was an underrated one because I found that film on cable back in the day and I actually liked it.
You should stop trying to make me mad.
And so here we have Nick Nolte, veteran actor. He's acting to this day. He's in The Mandalorian as the character Quill. And we got Annette O'Toole playing Elaine. She's done tons of stuff too.
The coldest winter I ever spent was the summer I spent in San Francisco.
Classic steel drum sound of this film. That's such a cool mix though of the steel drums then transitioning to saxophone. That's like what?
Instead of worrying about Reggie, you better start worrying about me.
I can get you the money.
When?
I can't get it till Monday.
Okay, this the main guy, Gans. I've mentioned this before. He's in Django right at the beginning. He's a slaver. He's with James Russo. So they both starred in Eddie Murphy films. And actually in Django, he plays the slaver at the beginning, but he also plays Pooch, Dutch Pooch, the guy who, spoiler alert, he kills Dr. Schultz. So here we have Jonathan Banks. Jonathan Banks, we all know Jonathan Banks. I think this is the most animated he's ever been. Usually he says his lines in a kind of really slow way, blah, 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 almost lazy delivery, coming from a true place. But it's usually like, yeah, what are you going to do about it? Like, you know, but look at him here. He looks so young as well.
When I tell you to jump, you jump.
Straight up, you know.
Call for help now!
That's a line that carried over into another 48 hours.
Toss me that goddamn piece, and he won't waste it.
God damn it, Jack, don't you do it!
Don't do that for me.
Pretty intense, right? It's intense, man. Look at him, man. He's crazy. I have never seen Jonathan Banks teary.
Nice gun.
How many shots was that? So here we're being introduced to the man himself.
Talk to you in private. I thought maybe you were a smart boy. Yeah, I guess a second-rater like you would be no help with a hard case like Gans.
You know, I noticed something very interesting about the way Nick Nolte's performance is going. He invades Eddie Murphy's space. He's right upon him.
Yo, Kate,
Yeah.
I can help you get Gans, but you gotta get me out of here first. You want Gans? Get me out of here.
I'll think about
I
it.
love this. I love this.
Kate, you gotta get me out of here, man. Fuck you!
There he is. He's playing a character called Luther, but he's in The Warriors, and he also plays a character called Luther.
What's happening, Luther?
So yeah, he's the guy. He's the infamous guy that says, "Warriors, come out and play."
Hammond! Drop that goddamn gun!
Don't point your goddamn gun at me, all right?
Hand me that gun or you're dead.
All right, Kate, look. If I lose, I'll tell you everything you want to know.
All right, you got a deal. Hell, I'm gonna enjoy this.
I love this scenario coming up. This whole sequence in the bar.
Come on and experience some of my bullshit.
Yeah, definitely a highlight of the movie.
You out of your fucking mind, man? Get up against that fucking pole. Oh, you loaded here.
Tax refund.
It's bullshit. You're fucking stupid to have a job. There's a new sheriff in town. And his name is Reggie Hammond.
I think that bar it's featured in other Walter Hill films.
Did a good job, Reggie. I guess you deserve a reward. Here.
Fucking bastard.
Police, nobody move!
Stay where you are. Okay, you just better drop it or he's gonna get another one.
Okay, this is Denise Crosby. She went on to star in Star Trek: The Next Generation.
I don't like this bullshit. I've seen fake badges before.
Hey, sweetheart, this guy got a real itchy trigger finger and he's a nervous cop.
She famously left the show, and then she pretty much went through a rough patch. She didn't get to do anything noteworthy after she left. She is in Jackie Brown though. She's in Jackie Brown in the courtroom scene, and apparently she actually hit Eddie Murphy with the bat. Even though in the rehearsal she was like, "No, I'm not gonna hit him." She ended up hitting him. She's acting to this day. She did okay. Like she went on to do a show called Suits, which I love, by the way. Up to a point. I'm not gonna say it. I don't want to spoil it. Suits is a good show, and she stars in that later on in the later seasons.
Ladies been getting the short end of the stick. Maybe you'd like to go a couple laps around the track with us.
Fuck off.
Maniac gets a hold of my gun and runs all over the streets.
She actually does voice work in, wait for it, XCOM, War of the Chosen. Love that game, by the way.
But I gave you 48 hours to come up with something and the clock's running.
This is a nice shot. It's a nice long take, actually.
You're not even a goddamn name anymore. You're just a spear chucker with a number stenciled on the back of his prison fatigues.
Yeah, I love this. I love this.
You tell me the truth or you're gonna get the living shit beat out of you.
I think you lost your mind, Cates. Why don't you put your gun back in your holster and get in the car and let's go.
Yeah, that's not Eddie Murphy. Yeah, I really like this scene. It's visceral, it's raw. I love it. Jack Cates, man, he's an animal. Complete, just an animal.
I want to know what's going on between you and Gans.
Look, man, I've been waiting for some money for a long time, all right?
So he's after your money?
You know, you're a real bright cop. You know that, Jack? What, you want to split 50-50?
Not likely, convict.
Oh, I can't have nothing now, right?
I believe in the merit system. So far, you ain't built up no points, boy.
Oh, well, then I'll be real good from now on, Mr. Cates.
Just tell me where the goddamn money is.
So that's my weak spot. I don't focus too much on composers and so forth. It's only in recent years that I've started to think about using scores in my own films. But I usually just want to use existing music because that's how I'm inspired in the first place. So that's just where my brain goes. I think about existing music instead of a score from scratch.
Hey, you! Put that down!
Oh man, this crazy scene here. The cinematographer for this film was Rick Waite. That's how I'm pronouncing it anyway. It kind of feels like Beverly Hills Cop with this kind of neutral, flat look to it. I mean, he went on to do Cobra, Adventures in Babysitting. He did Red Dawn as well. Red Dawn. He's an accomplished cinematographer. He went on to do a few Steven Seagal films. So Out for Justice, Marked for Death. He did a Footloose. He even worked with Walter Hill again on Brewster's Millions.
Word's going around that in addition to losing Gans for the second time, some soul brother beat the crap out of you.
Did anything come in yet? Any call?
And of course, this film was produced by the team of Joel Silver and Gordon Lawrence, who went on to do a lot of tons and tons of films. So Joel Silver, he eventually produced The Matrix.
It's on my desk. Find it yourself. It's under the light.
And this is the Bus Boys. They actually ended up opening for Eddie Murphy when he did Delirious. He even made fun of him. He said, you invite them around your house, the fish stop swimming because they just bang anything. The whole bit when he went on about how singers can get women.
Jack. Yeah. Lane's on the other line.
Oh. Lane?
Jack? Fuck you.
Yeah. She's out. This is the classic song. Boys are back in town. They actually opened Delirious. This was the track played at the beginning of Delirious. So a guy called Roger Pottiswood is credited with the screenplay, and this was his debut as a screenwriter. And he actually directed. He's a director as well. So he directed Tomorrow Never Dies. He directed Arnold in the Sixth Day. I mean, nobody cares about that, but it's a big film. It's a real film. Richard Pryor was supposed to play the part of Reggie Hammond. He had a different name. I forgot the name now that they gave him. And Eddie Murphy said, that sounds a little too Hollywood, like Hollywood trying to create their own black man. So he changed the name, or he suggested it. Richard Pryor was originally meant to play the convict, and Clint Eastwood, this was meant to be a vehicle for Clint Eastwood at the early stages. He didn't want to play a cop, he wanted to play a criminal, so he starred in Escape from Alcatraz.
Friend of my wife's here? I got rent money for one night. Like a pussy make you brave, man. Oh, shit. Come on. Excuse me.
That was quick.
Luther's on the move, man.
He took her back in. Duty of care, guys. Duty of care.
Rosalie, you okay?
Said I wouldn't hurt her, didn't I?
This guy's a psycho.
I got 5 deaths related to Gans, and you blow for now the nigga convict. And why the twice do you think you're going?
Don't you think you're being kind of hard on the
You go fuck yourself, convict!
That is the line of the movie.
I don't know about you, but I could use a drink. I'll buy. It'll be my goodbye present.
I feel real bad, Jack. I feel like I let you down.
Say, you think that big India will go down to Chinatown and try to patch it up with his girl?
Jack, you're reaching for shit now, right?
What the hell? You got important things to do. like going back to jail.
Give it up, Billy. You got no chance.
Billy, crazy. Yeah, this last sequence here, this last action sequence is quite it's memorable, and I think it's because of the neon and the Chinese signs. I would say you may not know which film it's from, but it will be in your mind. I miss this. I miss the alleyways, neon, and smoke. I miss that.
You ought to know, Reggie. If you come up against me, you're gonna lose.
Hey, cop! You're not gonna make it.
He is resolved.
I got everything!
Now you go, well, why would he run forward? Why would he charge forward? Because it's dramatic. That's not realistic. You're damn right it's not realistic.
I'll be back in about 6 months. We get together and go out and have a good time, all right?
Okay. You take care of yourself.
You too.
Girls like the bad boys, man.
Hey, come on, Jack. That's not fair. I've been waiting for that money for 3 years.
It's your money. It'll be there in 6 months when you get out.
But if I did decide to be a thief, what makes you think you can catch me?
Can I have my lighter back, Reggie?
Okay, people, and that was 48 hours. Yeah, these are really fun to do. So I'm just going to keep doing them. See, for me right now, I'm really jaded with Hollywood filmmaking and all that. Everything has just got agendas in it. So for me, I'm trying to rediscover my passion for this medium that I love so much. And you know, you guys can come on the journey with me. And hopefully you can watch me grow as a filmmaker. Okay, people, and that was 48 hours. I hope you had fun watching along with me, and stay tuned for more movie reaction commentaries. And feel free to drop any knowledge or insights you may have about this film. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
You're done. End of story.